This is the evening lesson on working on the more detailed areas of the taskbar. So it's a shortened lesson because the microphone had to be charged. So the microphone was not available at the beginning of the lesson. So the lesson is going to be um, half of the class. So we're going to begin now. Okay, let's get back to our taskbar. So just to let you know that I'm recording the lesson and hopefully we'll be able to post this on the YouTube channel. So let's see. So we talked about that left section of the start menu that has so many things that most of us just don't know what each of them does, right? So it's good to know all that good stuff. So then another thing that you can do with the start button is to right click on it. Go ahead and right click the start button. When we right click the start button, you can see that we get a menu. That menu has a lot of different things. Most of these you'll find in the settings window. But there are certain things here that you're not going to find in the settings window. Very few, but there are certain things here that you won't find in the settings window. So be careful using or playing around with these on your computer. Usually, if you are touching something that can damage the computer will warn you, just like it warned us when we were using um, certain things in the Intel graphics settings. Remember that? When we clicked on certain things, it told us if you touch this, it's going to damage your computer. So you have to be careful when you play around with certain things on your computer. Um, the apps and features, click that. That opens the settings window, right? Okay, let's close that. Let's right click again. We're not going to click on all of them. Let's see the um, disk management. Oh, we can't see that. We don't have rights to that. So there are a lot of things here that we don't have rights to. So, but if if you have an older computer and um, it's getting slow, another reason, it's getting slow and you restart it and it's still slow, another thing is might be that you might need to defragment, right? And in order to defragment, you can do it from settings, but you can also do it from right clicking the start button. And you'd want to do disk management and defragment. And what defragmenting does, it puts everything in order. Because sometimes you're doing things on the computer and the computer puts something here and then you edit that thing, but the computer doesn't put it there next to the original, it puts it someplace else, right? And then so when the computer is functioning, it has to connect all these different parts together for you to see the whole thing. But because you haven't defragmented, these things are disconnected. So it takes time for the computer to connect them and it slows it down. So it's good to defragment older computers to get things ordered, or in order. Let's see, what else? You can also get File Explorer from here. You can right click and click File Explorer, and it opens File Explorer, and this is what we're going to do on Monday, File Explorer, because this is part of the Windows 10 operating system. It's not just a folder, it's actually a program. It looks like a folder, right? Looks like a folder. Here on the taskbar, it's there on the taskbar. If you put your mouse pointer over it, don't click, just put your mouse pointer over there. It says File Explorer, right? So it's there. It looks like a folder, but it's actually a program. Okay. So those are the things that we can do. Let's right click on the start button one last time. Let's see if any interesting things we can find here. You can do search from there as well. You can shut down or sign out from there as well. And you can go to your desktop from there as well. Okay? Any questions? Right clicking on the start button. Yes. Which one? Run. Um, maybe Nigatu can. I forgot what's the command to do. What's the command for that again? For that black window. Yeah, the command prompt. But what's the command to get that? Yeah. COM? Oh, okay. Oh, this looks different though. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay, but you can't get that window again. That yeah. Oh no, that's okay. That's okay. Uh-huh. Okay, so yeah. So run. Yeah, it's a little advanced kind of thing that you use. A lot of computer support specialists use that to find different things on the computer. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. 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 But it's a little more advanced for this class. Yeah, it's not something we work on in this class. It's a more advanced. So a lot of those things are advanced stuff that computer trained professionals use, not the general public, unless you're training to. Huh? Right. Exactly. Exactly. Okay, so that's it with the start button, right? And then let me show. They changed my taskbar, so now it's not showing the search box. It is showing the magnifying glass. So I'm going to go and change so that we can see the search box rather than the magnifying glass. So how would I do that? Change from, now it's showing the magnifying glass, right? So if yours is showing the search box rather than the magnifying glass, how do we change it so it can show the magnifying glass? What do you have to do? Right click where? Where? Because you can't just click anywhere on the taskbar. On an empty space. Right. Because if you right click on something on the taskbar, you get different menus. You right click on the start button, you get a menu. You right click on search, the magnifying glass, you get a menu. You right click on Cortana. Okay, that's like, okay, a lot of these is similar to just right clicking on an empty space. You right click on Edge, you get a certain menu. You right click on Mail, you get a certain menu. You right click on Store, you right click on File Explorer, you get a different menu. So you get different menus for different things. So the best thing for the menu that you want is to just right click on an empty space. And then what do we do? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Go to search. Right. And we can hide, not show search at all. So we can hide. We don't have to show the magnifying glass or the search box. So if we click hidden, it's gone. Right? So let's right click again. Click search. Actually, you don't even have to click. Just put your mouse pointer on it. And then we want show search box. Right? And then when we click in the search box, we get all of these tabs at the top. So it's going, when it's all that's selected, we see everything. If we only want to see apps, applications or programs, we click apps, right? Remember I said that File Explorer is a program? You can see there. It's under programs. Settings, Word, Google Chrome, Microsoft Edge, all of those are programs. All of these, photos, smart notebook, PowerPoint, remote desktop connection, all of those are programs. If you want to see documents, you have to enter the name of the document, right? So let's see one document that we have used. Let's say taskbar. Taskbar, no, desktop. Desktops, just type in desktop and there, right? You get I have a desktop notebook file for this board. I have desktop vocabulary exercise. I have words of the day desktop. We have review questions desktop. So the file name does not have to begin with the word desktop. You can see that desktop is here at the end. Desktop is somewhere inside of the name. And then they have arrows, right? So if you click the arrows, okay, right now this is what's selected, the desktop notebook file. And it gives you information about that file. It tells you the location. Sometimes we forget where we save stuff. Or sometimes we think we are saving in some place, and we go back to look for it, and we're like, oh wow, I thought I saved it here. But you saved it someplace else, and you don't know where you saved it, right? So you enter the search and click on it when you see it, and it tells you where it is saved. That's the location. And what you see is what they call the path, P-A-T-H, path, right? So it tells you that it's on the C drive. Who knows what the C drive is? That's your hard drive. C colon backward slash, that's your hard drive, right? So it's on the hard drive in the users folder in Y Ellis account, right? Y Ellis, that's me. I have an account and there's a folder for my account. So it's in the Y Ellis folder. That's the OneDrive folder is inside the Y Ellis folder, and MOA is inside the OneDrive folder, and North Star is inside the MOA folder, and class materials is inside the North Star folder. My notebook content is the last folder. So it gives you all the names of the folders, the layers of folders where that particular file is located. And it gives you the date and time that the file was last modified. So if you ever are in a class and the teacher says to submit such and such and such on such a date and time, and you submit it on the day after, but claim that you submitted it on the date, the teacher can go and look and find out when it was submitted. I mean, this says last modified, but if it was last modified the day after it was due, then the teacher knows, hey, this wasn't submitted on the date. Okay, so you can open the file. You can open the file location. So you can open the My Notebook content folder. That's the file location. Or you can copy full path. You can copy this. You can copy it and you can paste it someplace else. We haven't talked about copy, cut, or paste yet, but you can copy and paste it someplace else. If we click an arrow, okay, what it does is now it gives us the same type of information about the desktop vocabulary exercise document, yes. It gives us the location. It gives us the date last modified. It tells us who last modified this document and who the author, the original author is. Okay? Javier, are you with us? Huh? Okay. So, and then we have settings right up here. So we have remote desktop, we have themes and related settings, ease of access, high contrast settings, sync. Okay. So these settings are in the settings window. So these, you can see, it's in settings window, right? Okay, and then let's go to web. Okay, so DES. Okay. Despacito is there. Oops. I clicked it. No, I didn't mean to do that. Okay. So, so we were where? Web. Oh, okay. So you can enter for web. You can enter. Let's say Schoology, 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 right? And it comes up Schoology. You click Schoology, and it takes us to the search results, not necessarily to Schoology. But I'm sure if you enter Schoology.com, let's go back to web, and if we enter Schoology.com from there, Schoology.com. Schoology.com. Okay, so if we enter Schoology.com from there, we can click it. It still gives us the search results. So that's not much help. It's best to just use your bookmarks, right? Okay, let's click in there again. And then we have more. So you can see folders. Click folders. So you have to type in the name of the folder. You can see photos. You have to type in the name of the photo that you want. You can see videos. You have to type that in as well. But when you click all, um, you see the latest, the most recent. You see all of these, the top apps, and then you see the recent activities. Let's see what this button is here for. This button. Draw a shape to create a screen snip. Oh, let's see. Oh, so it only allows us. Oh, oh, look at that. Look at that. I've never seen that before. You don't see it? Okay, let's see. Click. Click all. So in the lower right, when you have all, in the lower right, you don't have that? No? Oh, okay. So that's interesting. Let me try that again. Right here. We want this picture. Ah, look at that. Similar images. Ah, look at that. Ah, that's nice. I've never seen that before. Okay, now let's move on to Cortana. Let's click Cortana. Did anyone ever have a problem using Cortana? Everyone is able to use
I didn't follow
Cortana.
what you said. Can you phrase it another way?
Okay. Hey, Cortana.
Well,
Well, let me talk, Cortana. Come on.
I lost the thread there. Can you phrase it another way?
Cortana. Show me music by Marvin Gaye. Hey, Cortana. Show me music by Marvin Gaye. Hey, Cortana. Play music by Diana Ross. It's not doing anything. If it was doing something, it would be turning around on its axis. Hey, Cortana. Play Celia Cruz. Come on, Cortana. Hey, Cortana, play Celia Cruz.
Sure. I can play some music, but I just need permission to see what's in your collection. As soon as you sign in, I can get started.
Oh, it has to be in my collection. Cortana, show me pictures in the pictures folder.
It looks like your username or password is out of date. I can take you to sign in again.
Okay. So you can see, you can keep working with Cortana to have her do stuff for you. Hey, Cortana, let's play a game.
Can you guess the movie I've got in mind? Clue number 1, the Antarctic, a scientific expedition, a stray dog, and a camp consumed with paranoia.
Anaconda.
No, that's not it. All right, clue number 2, recognize this tagline, man is the warmest place to hide?
Shark.
No, that's not it. Here's your last clue. What movie comes to mind when you hear fire's got the temperature up all over the camp? Won't last long though.
Man on Fire.
Sorry, you didn't guess this movie. It was The Thing. Do you want to play again?
No, thank you.
Thanks for playing. Next.
See? You can do a lot of stuff with Cortana. But some of it you have to refine. You have to sign in and do certain things for Cortana to do everything that you ask. But remember, Cortana is different from, let's go ahead and click the start button. Let's go to the center part of the start menu. Let's put our mouse pointer so that we can see the scroll bar. Scroll bar, right, over here. And then scroll down slowly until you get to the G section, G. There we have Get Help. Click Get Help. So now the virtual agent, the Microsoft virtual agent, I'd love to help you. Please briefly describe your issue below. So this is not a voice activated agent, right? This is text activated. So we need to click here and then type what it is that we want, right? So what do we want? We want to hide the ribbon. How to hide the ribbon? How to hide the ribbon? The ribbon. And then press enter. Yes. So it gives me an option of what it thinks that I want, right? It wants to go to office support to help me there. So I can click yes. And then it takes me, it says, I found this article that might help solve the problem. Show or hide the ribbon in Office, Office support, Microsoft support. The ribbon is a set of toolbars at the top of the window in Office programs that can sometimes get hidden. The quickest way to show the ribbon is to click on any visible tab. And then you can read the full article, right? Okay. So that's get help. You get that, you find that in the start menu, or you can come to search and type get help. And you can see you get it up here, get help, get help. All you have to do is click open, and it's already open, so there it is. You can also, in Cortana, there's an option where you can type.
I got my wires crossed there. Could you say it another way?
You can set Cortana up to write
I pulled up some images
messages,
for you.
but right now it's not set up to type messages. So you have to set that up, because otherwise, notebook, home, Cortana home, show times, when does summer begin? Cortana can do much more. Okay, so we have to set that up so that we can type messages in Cortana, and it can be used as a search. Okay? Instead of voice activated, it will be text activated. But that is not set up that way right now. Okay. So then, any questions? 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 No. Okay, so the next one over is what? Task view. We have to open up some windows. Open up some windows. Open this window. Open this window. Open this window. Open this window. So we have all of these windows open. Well, actually, even if they were not maximized, you could click Task View, and it shows you everything that's open, right? Click, and it gives you the name, and it gives you a little information about where the window, what the window is doing. Um, the taskbar Schoology, it tells us that we are in Schoology in the taskbar folder using Google Chrome, right? This is document 1, Word. It hasn't been saved yet. And this is the taskbar in Word. And down here it says you see more days in timeline. You'll see up to 30 days in timeline and be able to do more between devices if you sign in with a Microsoft account and choose to send Microsoft your activity history, including info about websites you browse and how you use apps and services. That's asking too much. So let's, okay, here is the timeline. Oh, okay. We can scroll down. Oh, this is all September 16. Scroll down. Scroll down. Are you able to do this too? Yes. Okay, September 17. Yesterday, September 18. And earlier today. Those are windows that I had open earlier today. And now. Okay, so that is, what was that? Task view. Okay, so that's why it has that. Remember someone had asked why it has that scroll bar on the icon? So that is why. That is why. Okay, so let's click task view again. Okay, we can minimize all these windows. Minimize our windows, minimize our windows, minimize our windows. But then if the windows are minimized when we click Task View, they still show, right? Because they're open, right? Okay. Click Task View to go back to the desktop. And then we have what? What's the full name? Huh? Quick, quick launch bar, right? And it's like the more windows you have open, the wider it gets, right? There are only a few things that are pinned, but there are a few things that are open that are not pinned. So if it's pinned, let's say File Explorer. If I open File Explorer, it doesn't put another icon over here. It just keeps the icon there, right? So if I have another window of File Explorer open, I right click here on the quick launch, right click the File Explorer folder, I click File Explorer, and it gives me another window, right? And you can see on the quick launch bar, you can see on the taskbar, on the quick launch bar, that there's more than one folder open. You can see that. If I open another one, let me right click on the taskbar, on the quick launch bar, click File Explorer, and there's another one, but it doesn't really tell us how, it only shows that there's more than one, right? Let's right click on File Explorer, and we get to see pinned in File Explorer, right? We have desktop, downloads, documents, and pictures. Those are pinned. And these are frequent folders that I open in File Explorer. I open Save Pictures, Pictures, Taskbar, Wireless, My Notebook Content, First Week, Desktop, Main Folder, Subfolder. So those are folders that I have opened recently and frequently. And then below, File Explorer, that means that you can open another window of File Explorer, unpin from taskbar, close all windows, right? But the menu changes depending on what you are right clicking on. If I right click on Edge, I get a different menu, right? I get top sites, Facebook, Netflix, LinkedIn, the Weather Channel, Reddit, eBay, Bing, MSN. And then we get tasks, new window. That's a new Edge window, right? New in private window. Ah, so in private in Edge, but when we right click Chrome, we get new incognito window, right? So the different browsers use the different languages for the same thing. So browsers, you get that type of menu for browsers. Um, okay. So, any questions about the quick launch? Okay, now I want us to right click on an empty space. We're not going to do much with the system tray. Most of that we covered already, and there's not more to add to the system tray and desktop peak. But there's more to add right clicking on the empty space. So let me close all of these File Explorer windows. Okay, let me leave this one open. Okay, so let's right click on an open space. Let's begin with toolbars. So click toolbars. So these are different toolbars that you can add to the notification area or system tray, right? So you can add address. So click address. Well, not necessarily to the system tray, just add to the taskbar, right? And this is the address bar, right? So if you are looking for something in OneDrive, you can click in there, type OneDrive, and there you get OneDrive setup. So we want OneDrive, so click OneDrive, and there, right? It opens OneDrive. Okay? But that's the address bar. So you have an option to place that on your taskbar, right? So let's go and right click. There's not much empty space on the taskbar now that the address bar is there. So let's right click on the address bar. No, no. We get a different menu. Let's see, where can we right click? Okay. Okay, right click between Cortana and Task View. And now you can get the menu that we want. The menu that has toolbar search. Okay, let's click toolbars. Let's click address. And we remove the address bar. Let's right click again on an empty space on the taskbar. Let's click toolbars. Click desktop. So now, instead of task B, well, no, not task B, instead of desktop peek, let's say we open all of these windows, right? Open this window, open this window, open this window, open this window. Instead of desktop peek, you can click desktop. Oh, okay. Okay. So what it does, no, this is not what it used to do. Desktop. So it doesn't give you the desktop. Okay, so it just gives you a menu. And it has so many different things on it that I'm not sure what menu this is. Because this menu has so many different things on it. It's not the right click on the start button menu. It's not any menu that I'm familiar with. How did I get that? Oh, there's an arrow to the right of desktop. Yeah, you click that. So let's get rid of this because I'm really unfamiliar with that menu. So let's right click on an empty space, go to toolbars, click desktop. Okay. So let's do desktop peek to close. Oh, I ended my recording. Sorry for this lesson. I ended the recording because I clicked the start button. And when I click the start button, I stop the recording. Okay. Okay, so let's right click to remove the keyboard. Right click. Right click. right click, touch keyboard, click that, remove the keyboard, right click. Then we have show touchpad button. Which one is the touchpad? I think this is the touchpad, yeah. Okay, do you have your touchpad showing? Okay, let me see what the touchpad does. Okay, this is the touchpad. Okay, it's not doing anything. Oh, for laptop. Okay, it's for laptop. Okay, so let me right click to get rid of that. Show touchpad button. Okay, so let's right click. And now we have cascade windows, show window stack, show windows side by side. Are we able to click on those? You know why? Maximized. There are no windows, all the windows are minimized. So in order to activate these, we have to either restore down windows or maximize them, right? So let's maximize some windows. So if you don't have any windows open, go ahead and open Word, open PowerPoint, and open Excel. But you should have Chrome open. Okay, let me open this. Let me open this. Not open, maximize. Let me maximize this. Okay, now we can right click on the empty space on the taskbar. Now can we click on those? Okay, so now let's see what Cascade Windows does. Cascade. So that's Cascade. So that's on your vocabulary list. So anyone wants to give us a definition of what Cascade does? Okay, so the open windows, the windows are placed on top of each other, right? But they are not maximized, right? Because you can't do that if windows are maximized. I mean, you can do it when windows are maximized, but you can't show that as maximized windows. Okay, so let's right click on the empty space. Right click on an empty space. And now we have show windows stack. Click show windows stack. So this one on top of this one, on top of this one, on top of this one. So anyone wants to offer a definition for that? Because I think that's on the list as well. Definition, anyone? Right. Right. Okay, let's right click. Now we have show windows side by side. Before, in the previous Microsoft Office class, when we had, we used to use a online book, right? So we would always set up the book on one side of the screen on whatever application, either Word, Excel, or PowerPoint, on the other half. So we would read what's in the book and then do whatever we had to do. So, but in this class, there's no book. I don't know in what situations we are going to use side by side or stacked. I'm not sure. Okay. So let's see what it looks like. Show windows side by side. Okay. I think because of the wideness of these monitors and this screen, you don't have like a window over here and a window over here. Let me minimize two of them. minimize two of them, and let's see what it looks like with just two windows, what it does side by side. Right click, show windows side by side. Doesn't change. It doesn't do like we did that, like it did one window over here and one window over here. Okay, so, but there's another way to move windows around, right? From your keyboard, right? So you have to click the top of the window that you want to move. So let's say it's this window, right? You click the top of it, and then you click the Windows key and whichever arrow you want to move that window to, right? So if we want to move that window to the right, we press the Windows key and then the right arrow, right? And then the other one, all the other windows that are open show up on the other side, and then all you have to do is click the one that you want. Click that one, and now this is how we used to work. Yes, okay? This is how we used to work with Windows. Okay, so let's right click on an empty space. And now we're going to click show the desktop. Sending. My recording keeps sending. I don't know why. Okay, show badges, taskbar location on screen. So you can choose the location. Uh-huh. So the default is bottom. You can put it left, top, right. Combine taskbar buttons. Always hide labels when taskbar is full. Never. Okay. So you can combine taskbar buttons. How do I customize taskbar? Okay. And over here, change taskbar color. No, have a question. It tells you how to do. Pin contacts to the taskbar, pin an app to the taskbar, show the battery icon on the taskbar, get help. Okay, so all of that good stuff. Questions? Okay, let's close settings. And let's see if there's anything else we need to do. Let's lock it. So let's right click. Let's right click. And let's lock the taskbar. So I needed to cover all of that good stuff before we ended our lesson with the taskbar. So Monday when we return, we're going to have a short exercise about the taskbar, and then we're going to move on to File Explorer. File Explorer is just as important as all the other things, as the desktop, as taskbar. So File Explorer is also part of the operating system. So any comments? Any recommendations? Okie dokie. So we are through for the evening. I'm going to see if I can post this and see if how it works out on YouTube. And okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Okay. But it's something that other students can. How? If you go to Schoology, right. Um, right. All you have to do is click on whatever assignment you haven't done, You can download it right there from Schoology, complete it, save it to OneDrive, and then upload it. You know how to submit an assignment? Right. 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 Okay. Okay. Yeah. I'll I'll guide you through on Monday. Okay, let me end this video.